what I've found is because we're ordering 3 pizzas, and the girls like large pizzas because then they eat on it for a couple of days for lunch or snacks. Philip and I get a large pizza, and then, you know, I'll eat 2 slices. Maybe there'll be 1 left over for lunch the next day. He'll eat the rest. 3 large pizzas are not cheap anymore. And by the time you get it delivered, especially if you get the stuffed crust or you get extra toppings, you're almost at 50 bucks. I mean, 50 bucks. That's a lot. So that being said, I think in the coming days, months, that we're really going to need to be watching our pennies. So I thought it would be a good idea on our pizza party day to come up with some things, either different pizzas, to say, hey, let's just try this, or ideas for you to do. If you don't have kids that aren't persnickety, then you can come up with some different ideas. And I'm going to use, good morning, Carol. Hi. Joanne. Calzone. I know, but I'm not making calzones. I'm just not. Love the hat. I know. Okay. We have a lot of pizzas to make because I wanted to give you several options. And so, are you ready? Are you ready to make pizzas? You gotta say pizza party, or give me a thumbs up or a heart, and we will start our pizzas. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Now, I am gonna be lazy. I am not gonna make homemade crust. And the Italians out there will probably shudder, right? But there are certain things that I don't mind making from scratch. It's not worth it for me when I can buy these little things. Now, I know it's not the greatest crust in the world, but it's fast, it's easy. And so this is what I'm going with. These are the little individual ones. They have big ones. I know. Hello, Deanne. Good to see. Pizza party. There we go. So these are the individual ones. This is a thin crust one. And then this is more of like a personal pan. It has like a little lip on it. One package of the ones with the little lip had 3 in it. And then the thin ones had, maybe they had 3 too. Or 4. No, must have had 3. Okay. So, yeah, that's right. They both had 3. So that gives us 6. So there you go. All right. So we're going to start with one that you may have ordered from a pizza place, but maybe you haven't. The first thing we have to do with all of these, the instructions tell you to drizzle them with olive oil first. And let me just say that you can cook these, especially if you're, the cabinet wasn't opening well. If you have a big pizza tray that has the holes in it, see it has the holes in it, that makes your crust crisper. So if you have that, you can certainly use one of these, especially if you're doing a bigger one. That being said, because I'm making all these small ones, I'm just using a baking sheet. This is my half sheet pan. It says to drizzle them with olive oil, which you certainly can. But again, epitome of laziness. Here's what I'm doing. This is just nonstick canola spray. Okay? Look at this. You ready? You can do it down. We can do it down. Look, just give it a squirt. I'm going to squirt all of them. And that way, they all have oil on them. Ta-da! None of this drizzly stuff. I always had a problem with the drizzly stuff because when you drizzle, there are places that have no oil. If I do this little squirty thing, everybody's wet. Everybody's at the party. All is good and right with the world. We are going to start with a buffalo chicken pizza. Now, you do have to have some cooked chicken, and you're going to need some buffalo wing sauce. I'm not making that from scratch. Just bought the buffalo wing sauce, and I'm going to use blue cheese. There it is. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use my buffalo wing sauce as the sauce instead of a pizza sauce. So this is going to be my sauce. All right, so I'm going to work on this one. Okay, so we're just going to put, you really don't need a whole lot of sauce. You can certainly do one of these. You can use as much or as little as you want. Okay, then just take a spatula or the back of a spoon and you're going to spread it all out. If you want to pretend like there's a little crust, you don't have to go all the way to the edge, or you can go to all the way to the edge. Wholly up to you, okay? So, there we go. We got that on there. Interestingly enough, I think a lot of people, my daughter just came down. Hey, Cassie, you got a package. You should open your package and see what it is. She got a package. Anyway, while she's opening her package, so we have our buffalo wing sauce. The other thing is we're gonna need some chicken and cheese, okay? So now this is just some fajita chicken that we had, you know, from fajitas and I have left. You can put large pieces on here, or you can just take some chicken. Okay. Do you want to show them?
Yeah, I guess.
She was probably put it in front of her face. So this is the new t-shirt we just got her. Look, hold it up a little higher. Get closer. It says Austin College Ruse. Long sleeve shirt. Yay. It's for her college. Okay. Anyway, so we just need a little bit of cooked chicken. Any kind of chicken that you have is great for this. I'm going to give mine a rough chop just because I don't like large pieces of stuff, right? Okay. I'm going to sprinkle this on my pizza. I know it all went in the middle. I'll move it about. Okay? Then we're just going to move it about so that every little bite we have enough chicken on there. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Then I'm going to put a little blue cheese crumbles because now if you eat your wings with ranch, maybe you just want to use plain old mozzarella cheese. But I use blue cheese when I do mine. So I bought the blue cheese crumbles, and I'm just gonna, although I have to tell you, I still think, I like the taste of it, but I still think that blue cheese smells like stinky feet. Don't you think blue cheese smells like stinky feet? Peace you. Especially teenager stinky feet. Ooh, yuck. Okay, the only other thing that you might add, and again, it depends on how you eat your wings, but I always like a little celery with my wings. So I just chopped up very fine some celery, and I'm just gonna put the celery on top. Again, depends on how you eat your wings, and quite frankly, it makes it a little bit more colorful. Thank you. Hey, Linda, good morning. Good morning, happy Friday. All right, so that's our first pizza. How exciting is that? We sprayed our pizza, the little pre-bought shell. We put buffalo wing sauce on there. We cut up some chicken that we had, fajita chicken, frozen chicken, whatever leftover chicken you have. We put blue cheese crumbles on there and then a little diced up celery, and poof, we have our buffalo wing chicken. That was pretty easy, pretty fast. I mean, the only thing you would have to cut up is your chicken and maybe a little celery if you want that on there. So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's the first one done. Done, I tell you. Let's move on to the second one. The second one I wanted to get a little yaya to. I'm trying to do the zippy ones first. And I thought I'd do a Mexican pizza, okay? So, remember, I used it yesterday. And you're going, how many times are we gonna use that sauce? And my answer is, I love this sauce, so I'm gonna use it a lot. This is the tomatilla sauce, the green tomatilla dip that we made on Taco Tuesday. See, it's still good. I'm still eating on it because it was filled to the top because I made extra. But if you don't if you don't have this, if you didn't make it, you could always just use salsa. Get a can of salsa and use that as your base, okay? Or you can use pizza sauce. So I'm gonna put a drizzle. I like this, so I'm putting a big mound. Okay, I'm gonna spread that out, and that's gonna be my sauce. Just because it's a pizza, it doesn't mean you have to use red sauce. There for a while, red sauce was very hard for me. It gave me indigestion really bad. And so we ordered a lot of the white pizzas with the white sauce. But I found it's kind of fun to use different bottoms, if you will, different bottoms. Okay, now, what else should we put on here? Well, remember when we did hamburger magic and we cooked the hamburger and we seasoned it with Mexican spices and that went in the freezer? See how easy this is? I just grabbed out a piece, defrosted it, and now I have hamburger meat to go on my pizza. All right? So, you could use fajita beef meat if that's what you have, right? Or you could use chicken. I mean, it could be a chicken Mexican pizza. It doesn't have to be hamburger meat. Okay, I wasn't gonna stick my hand all the way in there, but since I'm going to be eating this, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Okay, now if I'm gonna do this, I probably would want a lot of meat on there. And so I'm gonna spread that out. Kind of made a mess, but I don't know what you expect. You've been watching long enough that you should know I'm messy. Okay, now that we have our meat on there, interestingly enough, now I put the meat down first. But all the rest of the toppings, a lot of people put all their toppings on and then they put the cheese on top. Actually, that's kind of backwards. You really should put your cheese on the bottom and then start layering all of your ingredients. So now you have some options. You certainly could use a Mexican blend, Mexican style cheese, or a cheddar cheese. That's fine. I am going to put just a wee sniff of that on the bottom because it melts well and you want that ooey gooey. You prefer white pizzas. I know. Chicken bacon pizza. Yes. Oh, bacon. Bacon. Okay, I have to think about where, oh, I know where the bacon can go. Okay, now, that being said, even though I used that little shredded mix, I love queso fresco. And so it comes in these big things. This says just queso fresco. And you kind of look for the crumbly kind. So I've taken that off. You notice that the one time I used this, I diced it up. But really, you just take your fingers and crumble, and it crumbles all on here. The interesting thing about using queso fresco on the pizza is it doesn't really melt, right? And so you still have a decent amount of bite. Did I the oven on? Yeah, okay. You still have that bite of cheese. It just doesn't all melt into oblivion. Okay, now we should probably do one other thing on there, and that's just a little cilantro. Now you can use the leaves whole. I like it chopped up a little finer. I don't want a big old leaf of pretty much anything when I bite down, except maybe, I don't know, maybe spinach. But are you, there we go. Okay, so I've just got cilantro. I know several of you don't like it. Of course you don't have to use it. So again, just giving you some options. So there we go, cilantro on that pizza. Ta-da. Okay, yeah. Okay, so can you see? We have our buffalo wing pizza that has buffalo wing sauce, blue cheese, chicken, and celery, chopped celery on the top. And then we have our Mexican pizza that has a base of a green tomatillo sauce, or you could use jarred salsa, picante sauce. Put that on the bottom. Then there is pre-cooked hamburger meat, Mexican shredded cheese, some queso fresco. Oh, you know what else this needs? Let me tell you what else this pizza needs. And I should have put it on first, but I did not. Remember yesterday when we did roasted vegetables? Literally nothing goes to waste in this house, right? Remember that one of the things I did was roasted poblano peppers? I'm just gonna lay a couple of roasted poblano peppers across the top of this. You could use jalapenos, that could be good. I know, a lot. I think that's a lot. People either love cilantro or they think it tastes like soap. So you order, I know, barbecue, or yeah, you can use barbecue sauce on the bottom. Okay, so there we go. I've added some roasted poblano peppers, and those two are done. Done, I tell you. Let's move our next rack over. So now, these are both more of the deep dish. And you know when I sprayed, I did not spray well. I missed a spot. So if you were late, it says to drizzle with olive oil, but I just sprayed it with my canola oil. Now everybody's nice in the party. What is next? The next. Again, I'm reusing stuff. So you can always go back and rewatch the episodes on the Cindy's Kitchen YouTube channel. And the recipes are right there in the description. So remember yesterday we made a romesco sauce that comes from Spain. Romesco comes from Spain. The romesco sauce that we made had roasted red peppers, roasted tomatoes, roasted onions. It had garlic, and it had a quarter cup of almonds and a little salt. And that's our romesco sauce. I love this romesco sauce. So I'm gonna use this as a basis. Again, you can use regular pizza sauce on any of these. I'm just trying to jazz it up. And if you have stuff that you've made that's homemade that's gonna make it a little different flavor, come on, be adventuresome. Be adventuresome. Okay, so I'm spreading my romesco all over. Yum. Okay, now, so for my romesco, I'm going to, what am I putting on there? Oh, I know what I'm going to put on there. I'm gonna do a basis of just some shredded mozzarella. Remember, your cheese really should go on the bottom, not on the top. Yes, we'll have a good pizza day. Where do you find them? Where do I find? Tell me, Linda, tell me, where do I find what? The pizza? The pizza crusts at the grocery store. They have like a whole section of them. And all the pizza ingredients are usually right there too. Is that what you're talking about, Linda? Let me go up. Pam, hi, miss you every day because I'm listening to my governor at the same time. Well, I hope I'm more entertaining than your governor. I'm not certain. Linda, yes. Yeah, so if it's the pizza crust, just the grocery store, even Walmart has them. So like I said, when I try to use stuff, I try to make sure, I figure if Walmart has it, most everybody has it. Okay, so we have our romesco sauce down first. Then we have the shredded mozzarella cheese. Now on this particular one, I'm using yesterday's stuff too. Even though the sauce is made of roasted red peppers, that's a great taste. So I'm gonna put a few roasted red peppers down on here. Oh, and it makes it so pretty. So pretty. Okay, So that's left over from yesterday. I don't know about you, but my dinner last night was yummy. Okay, now on this one, you have some options. I'm certainly gonna add some fresh basil. And so I'm just gonna take a couple of leaves, roll them up. Remember I showed you how to chop these. You just roll the leaves into a tube, and then we're gonna cut crosswise, okay? So that'll give us what's called a chiffonade. Okay, and there we go. And then I'm gonna drizzle good Lord, that smells good. We went from chopping the cilantro, which I love, and now the basil. Fresh herbs are just all that in a bag of chips. Now, that's good by itself, but what I thought might be nice, because it won't melt all the way, remember when we used these balls of mozzarella when we had our tomato, our caprese salad day where we did 3 different things? We did the skewers, we did a traditional caprese salad, and then we did an actual salad with tomatoes and caprese things. Well, obviously I had some of these left. If you want to use these, I would just chop them in half. These are good size. They're probably, ½ inch or so. And so that's a little big to be on there. I'm just going to use 3 of them. I cut them in half, and then I'm going to put that on here. Lovely. Look at that. Oh, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Did I cut that one? Oh, I did. I cut it. Okay. And look at that. There's our romesco pizza. Our romesco pizza. Found them in the international aisle, but they've also been in the pasta aisle. Yes. Good morning, Mary Beth. I'm glad you're back home. I hope you got your college student all moved out. Every time you say that, I think of dancing. Oh. Chiffonade. Okay. All right. So that's that one. The next one we're going to do is my favorite. This is my favorite. I need my white sauce. Let me find. When you're making this many pizzas, there's that many ingredients. And quite frankly, it's like, oh my gosh, where is everything? Okay. So this is just an Alfredo sauce. Any brand, any kind of Alfredo sauce that you want, okay? So it doesn't have to be anything special. And you certainly could just use regular pizza sauce. If pizza sauce doesn't bother you, then that's fine. But I'm gonna use the Alfredo sauce, okay? So I'm gonna put the Alfredo sauce. See how easy this is? You don't even have to make it from scratch because so many of these things are available. Okay, so I have my Alfredo sauce spread on the bottom of my pizza. Now, a lot of people do the chicken on here. I'm gonna go ahead and put some mozzarella on the bottom. Mozzarella. I feel like I should do, what she does, right? I'm not using Parmigiano Reggiano, but I am using mozzarella. So there we go. Mozzarella on the bottom. There we go. And now you have some options. I'm gonna put this on the bottom so that you can see. Here we go. Remember when we made fresh roasted garlic? Several of you have commented you've made your own fresh roasted garlic. I'm so proud of you. All right, so you can certainly, for me, it is just fine to put these whole cloves on there because I don't mind biting down onto that sweet goodness. But if it bothers you, remember what we did yesterday. Put your garlic cloves down. If you're using like fresh garlic that hasn't been cooked, man, you need to dice that really fine because that has a bite to it. The roasted garlic is sweet. So I'm just gonna put it on my cutting board. I'm gonna take my knife and just press down. You can be like, whoa, if you want to, but not necessarily, okay? I'm gonna give it a chop one way and a chop the other way, and then it's all chopped up. It's all chopped up. And then, okay, I'm gonna have to get gross because otherwise it'll end up in a clump. So I'm gonna have to get a paper towel here in a second. Let me get it all off the knife. I don't wanna lose any of the garlic. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump this garlic. Oh, so good. And if you've made the roasted garlic, oh yes, so if you have a gluten intolerance and you need, a lot of stores now carry a cauliflower crust or various and sundry other kinds of gluten-free crust. A lot of people have like a whole wheat or something like that. So that being said, you are not stuck if you have allergies or something. If you can't do dairy, I have to tell you that they've come very far in like the tofu cheeses. It's usually in the produce section, and they actually melt now. When they first came out with them, they didn't melt, and it was kind of disgusting. But anyway, all right, so I have my garlic on here. We put Alfredo sauce, shredded mozzarella cheese, roasted garlic. Now I just sliced up 2 mushrooms. These are just the button mushrooms, very inexpensive. Again, I'm trying to use things that are, you can pick up easily in your store and that don't cost a whole lot of money. Okay, so got my little mushrooms on there. Now, I like spinach. And so you can certainly, and if you get it from the pizzeria, they just lay the leaves on there. And again, that's fine. And if you're okay with that, then I wouldn't worry about it. I would just do it just like that. Again, I'm a little high maintenance. I'm gonna take some of those stalks off. I'm a little high maintenance. And so I'm just gonna give it a chop. 1, I think it's prettier. And 2, I have a better taste in my mouth every time I do that. I don't want that stem. The stem is fine, but all right, now it looks like little ribbons of spinach. How good is that? Yum, yum. Okay, so there's my basil. And then if you want, certainly, like say you want a fresh tomato, take a Roma tomato, and I would do thinner slices on the thin side, because remember, this isn't gonna be in the oven too terribly long, okay? So you certainly could do one of these. Look at that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And then, what else do I need on that? What else? Oh, I know what I need. Bacon bits. Yum! You can cook bacon if you have bacon. If you have the pre-cooked bacon, you can give that a chop. This is just real bacon bits. It says it's real. Oh, it actually says bacon. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes it is not really bacon, but this says real bacon. So I'm gonna believe what it said, and I'm gonna put that on the top. Now this, to me, oh, yum. So it's almost like a BLT, but with mushrooms and spinach. So that's gonna be my favorite pizza right there. All right, so these 2 pizzas that we just completed, just as a, do you keep roasted garlic in the fridge? I don't, because I go through it so fast. So when I make it, I have this little Polish pottery jar that has a lid on it, and I keep this by the stove. But this only lasts me about a week, and then I have to make more. So for a week, it's not a problem. The roasted garlic is sitting in olive oil, so it's fine. If you buy the containers at the grocery store of already roasted garlic, then you might want to keep that in your refrigerator. They're sitting in oil. And so you're good. If you don't use roasted garlic as often as I do, you may need to keep it in the refrigerator. I wouldn't want it to go bad on you. The frugal chef, there you go. Just wondered how, I've never tasted them. Anybody who has tasted the gluten-free or cauliflower crust, can you tell us what you think? If you like those crusts? I've never tasted them because I haven't. So anyway, all right, so let's recap. This one, we started with our romesco sauce that we made yesterday that was made out of roasted red peppers, roasted tomatoes, roasted onion, garlic, and a quarter cup of almonds. Yum. So we had that from yesterday. We spread that out. We did a little sprinkling of, hello Shannon, good to see you. Do I drizzle with olive oil on the top? I usually don't. I would, just for me, I'd give a little salt, especially if you're using fresh tomatoes on the top. I think all tomatoes need salt. That's just me. But you certainly could do a drizzle of olive oil on top. I know a lot of people do that. I haven't seen the need. That's just me. Just makes it more greasy if you ask me. But up to you. Cauliflower is great. Okay. Anyway, so we used our roasted red peppers from yesterday. We took some mozzarella balls, cut them in half, and laid that on there. And then some fresh basil that we chiffonade on top. This one had just an Alfredo sauce, an Alfredo, jarred Alfredo sauce. We put that as our base. We put a little shredded mozzarella. We cut up roasted garlic. Oh. We cut up some spinach. We cut up four slices of tomatoes, and then we put some bacon bits on there. So those are two, Mushrooms. Oh, and mushrooms. I forgot my mushrooms. So that's my pizza. All right, so there we go. Those are our next two pizzas. All right, I need to zip it along. Our last two pizzas. Let me move the spinach and the mushrooms. I got stuff everywhere. Oh, no, there's only 5.
Yeah.
There's only 5 pizzas. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with the last one. The last one is for, oh, you know what? No, I'll do for my youngest daughter. So I'm going to do regular pizza sauce. You obviously can buy pizza sauce at the grocery store already made. But if they don't have pizza sauce, use spaghetti sauce. It's fine. The difference, you want to know the difference between a pizza sauce and a spaghetti sauce is the pizza sauce is thicker. It's not as thin. But if you can find a thick pizza sauce, then use that. Spaghetti sauce, use that. The spaghetti sauce might end up being cheaper than buying pizza sauce. So wholly up to you. All right, so I've got my sauce on that one. I got my sauce on, I never worked in a pizza place. Can you tell that? All right, I got my sauce on that one. All right, so for my youngest daughter, where's my mozzarella? There we go. For my youngest daughter, it's just gonna be cheese, okay? And she likes the one with the crust. So she gets this one. So I'm just using a whole bunch of cheese on here. That's it. But you know what I am gonna do? Just to give her some flavor, even though she doesn't know she's gonna get some flavor, I'm just gonna use some granulated garlic or garlic powder, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of that on top of the cheese. And that way she'll feel like she's getting a little bit of flavor, whether she knows it or not. My oldest daughter, she's the pepperoni girl. So again, first we need to put our cheese down. Remember, cheese goes down first. I know everybody thinks that cheese should go on top of the toppings, but really the cheese goes on the bottom. You can put a little bit on top if you want, but the basis, your cheese layer should actually be on the bottom. Margarita sauce, margarita sauce, yes, looks delish. Hey, Debbie, spell check, there we go. And so you can use turkey pepperoni, you can use actual pepperoni, you could use salami on here, anything, any kind of meat. You could put ham on here. You people with the pineapple, you can do pineapple, which my youngest really likes the pineapple. So if you have small kids, doing it this way allows your kids to have the kind of pizza they want, cheese and pepperoni. And see, I think that she needs some garlic too, because I want some flavor on everybody's stuff. Okay, and so there's our next one. So this would be my kids' pizzas. Those would be the grown-up pizzas. Something different, something exciting. So there we go. 6 pizzas down. Okay. I think I get to move this. I think I get to move all of this stuff out of the way. Let me get rid of. I don't think we're going to need garlic for the next one. Thank you, sweetie. Okay. All right. So here we go. This is what I did. I bought, because you know, shortcuts when we can use them. I bought a tube of sugar cookies. I know you've made these. I mean, I know almost everybody's made these, but just kind of as a reminder. I took the sugar cookie and pressed it down into a baking dish. You can use a round one. You can use a square one. Pizza doesn't have to be round necessarily, but this one is round. This is just a tray, okay? But I baked it in that. You need to cook it until it's brown and it's done, and then you know to let it cool. Because if you don't let it cool, bad things will happen, okay? All right, now I'm going to, hold on, gotta get my mixer. I have in here 8 ounces of cream cheese and 4 ounces of butter. 8 ounces of cream cheese is a block. 4 ounces of butter is a half a stick. So if you're looking, half a stick of butter, a full container of cream cheese. My butter may, it'll be okay. Oh, I see. Hold on. Part of the wrapper is still in there. We don't want that. Oh, I have to tell you, yesterday when I was roasting the vegetables, I looked down and I noticed that, let me get a spoon rest. I looked down and noticed that, you know the stickers that they put on vegetables? You know, that says what it is or has a thing on there? I had roasted one of the red bell peppers and the sticker, I mean, I'd sliced them, but the sticker is on there. I was like, oh my gosh. Come to find out, not that I want to do that, I took it off, but come to find out, you can eat those stickers. Did you know that? The stickers that are like on apples and bell peppers and tomatoes and all that, you can eat the stickers. They won't hurt you. Ugh. I don't want to eat the stickers. Okay, so 8 ounces of cream cheese, 4 ounces of butter. Please take the wrapping off the butter. Okay, we're gonna give this a spin with a hand mixer. Okay, obviously you want that room temperature or this is gonna be a lot more difficult. Now I wanted to jazz this up. I'm sure that most of you have made this fruit pizza before, but because we're doing fruit, I wanted to do something a little different. So I'm using an instant pudding and I'm using banana flavored. Banana pudding, because we're using all this other, so in that goes banana pudding. All these other fruit flavors, I don't like putting bananas on my pizza. You can put lemon juice on it, but it turns brown too fast and gets mushy, and I don't like that. So I thought, I like the flavor of banana, I just don't want the brown banana, so banana pudding. So that's what we're gonna use. I'm gonna use just a dash, okay, you're gonna ask how much, like a teaspoon of vanilla and a cup. I haven't seen my friend Eva Marie on, but in case she's watching, I'll kind of measure. There we go. A cup, oops, and I just made a big fat mess. See what happens in my kitchen? That's what happens when I measure. I should not have measured. Come off. Okay, I got it off. Now I have it all over me. Remember yesterday? I had cake mix everywhere. Okay, now we're gonna give that a stir. La 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 la. Okay, I'm gonna show you what it's gonna look like. We're almost there. Can you do that with your bowl? Okay, now this is a thick mixture. Let me show you this. This is a thick mixture. If we want to thin it down a little bit, easy peasy. You can use half and half, but I'm just going to use milk. Just do a splash of milk. You don't need much, like a teaspoon. No, you don't need a whole lot. Oh, the banana tastes so good. Okay. we go. Hold on. I want to get it all off the beaters. Do you do that? To get all the stuff off the beaters? I put it down in the bowl, away from everything, turn it up on high, and then stuff flies everywhere. Don't do it out here though, or stuff will fly everywhere, and I make big enough messes all by myself. All right, so this is, like I said, a thicker, but we don't want it thin. You don't want pudding on here because you want it more so that things will stick to it, okay? I can see some powdered sugar. Okay, now I'm gonna dump this. You can tell I did not stir the bottom very well. Ta-da, look at that, thick. I'm telling you, thick. Come on, there we go. All right, and so then we're just gonna spread this out. I'm gonna get a knife, and sometimes that makes it easier. Just a little butter knife. I'll spread this in large swaths, right? So I get it everywhere I need to go. Sometimes my spatula is a little sticky. For frosting things, I know everybody thinks the spatula is the best thing. It is to get it all out, but then to spread things out, just a plain old butter knife, for me, works better. Things don't stick to the plain old butter knife. You can make swirly patterns if you so desire. I don't need to make a swirly pattern because we're gonna cover this, okay? So now I'm just spreading it out. You're saying you're taking an awful long time just to spread out. Oh, but it's so good. It's so good. Now, if you do this and you say it's too thick for me, because some people have problems with textures, right? And you want it a little thinner, you saw what I did. You just add another little drizzle of milk until it gets to a texture that you're okay with. It's okay to taste as you go along. I mean, too many people follow a recipe and they don't taste because they're like, well, I don't know how it's supposed to taste. But you know what? If you taste it and you don't like it, then it doesn't matter how somebody else says it's supposed to taste. This is your kitchen. I mean, today it's my kitchen, but it's your kitchen. And so it should be something that your family will eat and that you will like, right? Banana. So if you don't like banana that I've just made, don't use banana. Use vanilla pudding. Use pistachio pudding. Use lemon pudding. You can use anything you want to create whatever you want to. It's your masterpiece. Okay, so for my masterpiece, I'm gonna start off on the outside. I'm gonna go from the outside and work my way in. I just sliced some strawberries. Strawberries are on sale right now. They're like, at our store, they were 99 cents for, a big pound of them, or, the big container, not the teeny tiny container. And so strawberries are on sale. You should buy strawberries. So again, frugal, as Joanne said, the frugal chef, because we need to watch our pennies right now. Okay, people are getting laid off. Even, you wouldn't think the healthcare industry, right? But the healthcare industry, they're laying people off in that too. So I'm not gonna put my 2 cents in about how I feel about that, because I like my husband to have a job. So see how I'm not saying that? Come on, lick the spatula. I know. Okay, so you can put as much or as little. Now I'm gonna use strawberries. You can use, and I'm gonna use blueberries and raspberries. You certainly could use bananas or apples. Use bananas or apples. Make sure that before you put them on the pizza, after you cut them, that you put a little lemon juice on there so they don't turn brown. Because otherwise, those types of fruits exposed to air, as soon as you cut them and they're exposed to air, then they turn brown, and that's not appetizing. You can use kiwi, sliced up kiwi. You can use maraschino cherries. You can use pineapple, literally anything you want. Okay, so there's my layer of strawberries. Now I'm gonna do a layer of blueberries. Blueberries are one of Philip's favorite things. I never really cared for blueberries until after we got married, and then he just likes them so much that I ended up making blueberry cobblers and blueberry cakes and blueberry pies. And so then I made blueberry crepes once. Once you have to make them a lot, then, you know, you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's not so bad. Okay, so there's my ring of blueberries. You can decorate it as much as you want. During 4th of July, we usually do one that's decorated as a flag. I'm gonna put some raspberries in the center. You can be really good and make sure they're all going the same way. I'm not doing that, right? If you wanna be decorative, I've just done the strawberries, the blueberries and that, but you know, you wanna be decorative, you can go back around and put a blueberry every other thing, right? Look at that, see? We can be decorative. It could be a craft day, craft project in the kitchen, okay? Let me go. Is that enough? That's enough. Enough, I say. Okay, the last thing that I would do, this is some fresh mint. Again, and you can get it at the grocery store. My friend grows all kinds of things, my friend Jessica, and so she actually brought me a little mint plant and a little basil plant because I use a lot of mint and a lot of basil. All right, so you can drop those leaves on there. I just, you know, some people don't want to see a leaf. Otherwise, you can cut them or you can just, look, you don't need fancy things. You don't need fancy knives. You don't need fancy, you can use scissors if you want and snip these. You just use your fingers and just cut them. So we've just got little pieces of mint everywhere. Oh, so good. Okay, there you go. That is our fruit pizza. Banana sugar, banana fruit pizza. Okay, all right. So I was gonna do another fruit one, but I think we're running kind of late today. So I probably won't do that one today. So let's go through and let's look at our pizzas that we made. I gotta move all this stuff out of the way. All right, is it hot? No. Look, these are cooked. I'll do it this way because that's how we started out. These are cooked. So this is the first one that we made. This was the buffalo chicken one. That just had buffalo wing sauce, our chicken, some blue cheese, and it had celery on it because that's what we eat. Our Mexican pizza is done as well. Look at that. That had our green tomatilla sauce, but of course you could just use any kind of red sauce, or you could use pico de gallo or something like that on the bottom, salsa. Cooked hamburger meat, cilantro, roasted poblano pepper, and then we used two kinds of cheese. We used a Mexican cheese, shredded cheese on the bottom, and then some queso fresco on the top. Look at the queso fresco. I just want you to see that. Do you see how it didn't all melt down? That you still have some kind of decent sized chunks of that? So that's what I was talking about. It's kind of nice because it doesn't, you know, it just doesn't go ooze out, okay? So those are those two pizzas that we made. Okay, the rest of them, now we're hot. Okay, this was the last ones that we made. We did just a cheese pizza. These are hot, so can't touch them. We made a cheese pizza and a cheese and pepperoni pizza. So those were the kids' pizzas. Easy peasy. Come on, Cindy. Oh, I know. Okay. All right. And then the last one we have, oh, so hot. Oh, so hot. We did this one, which is the romesco with the mozzarella and the roasted red bell peppers and the fresh basil. And then on this one, we have mushrooms, spinach, roasted garlic, tomatoes, and bacon bits. And we used the Alfredo sauce on the bottom of that one. Okay? Lots of pizzas. And then finally, we did our sweet pizza, our dessert pizza. And so we used a sugar cookie crust that we baked in here and then let cool. We mixed up 8 ounces of cream cheese, 4 ounces of butter, instant banana pudding, dry mix, a cup of powdered sugar, and some milk. Mix that all together. Oh, and some vanilla. So mix that in with our hand mixer, poured that on top, and then we just sliced up whatever fruit you have available, and then top it off with a little fresh mint. So good. So we did 6 pizzas for pizza party day. Actually, we did 7. We did 6 savory pizzas, and we did 1 big dessert pizza. Wow. I have no idea what tomorrow is. No idea. I think tomorrow is is some drink day. And mimosa day. It's mimosa day. So I don't know that we're having mimosas, but we'll figure out something. So from my kitchen to your kitchen, I hope you have a lovely day. I apologize. We went a little longer than I normally do. I just was trying to get through all of these pizzas. I hope you have a great day. We will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Bye-bye.